Hey, Bougie Gang. Your lunch is ready. What's going on, guys? I can't believe, wait, it legit is Friday, right? Oh my God. We've made it through another one. We've made it through week 4 of school in Charlotte area. I don't know what week it is for you guys, but we're getting closer and closer to the holidays. And that's what it's about for me. Anyway, welcome back to my channel. We have a couple of things to talk about on today, so make sure that you are subscribed. Make sure your notifications are set. Make sure that you have hit the thumbs up, and we're gonna go ahead and get started. Okay, welcome. And let's see who got here. 1, 2, 3 first. What? Me. Hey, boo. Blueberry, Sunshine 616. Hello to everyone. Bougie Gang, how's it going? Bougie Gang, stand up, tap in. What's going on, guys? Okay, couple of things. You guys have asked me about a couple of things. Let me write them down because I get super duper distracted. Super duper. I get very distracted and I'm so freaking busy. Okay, so that's one thing we're going to talk about. Okay. Yesterday, y'all, Sarah Boone took me out. We're going to talk Sarah Boone for like 5 minutes, okay? Sarah. So if you guys have any Sarah Boone questions, let them rip. What was the other thing? I don't even know if we're going to have. Someone sent me a very interesting news story. But we might just wrap things up with a little bit of Nesto. Another person sent me a video and said, so one of you guys, in my defense, maybe it's even a couple of you guys, because you guys were pissed and talking about writing letters and all kinds of stuff. One of you sisses out here sent a letter to many people, like on some everyone can get it. In the YouTube streets, bloggers, specifically me, defense, with links, active links, and all of the things. And I was just like, I might just have to click on these videos to see what she actually sent, because I guess these are videos where she or he, whomever, the writer of the letter felt it was important for the individual whom they sent the correspondence to check out. Okay. Let me see. Diddy is not having any freak offs this weekend. Well, if he's in isolation, he's definitely not. Okay, we'll talk Diddy. Girl, somebody sent me a funny video, like a skit of Diddy happy to be in lockup. Let me show you guys. Let me find it. Oh my God. See how you guys do? Get me all off track. That video is funny. It's like, so someone comes and lets this person doing the Diddy. I thought I told you that we won't stop. I told you that we won't stop. Okay. So he's coming out the little thing. Oh my God. And he's got on an orange suit and he is like shaking a bottle of lotion or lube or something. Oh my God. Look, as soon as his entitlement and his privilege of private chefs and the best foods and lobster and all of those things. Once that privilege wears off, that you're just going to be eating like bologna and old bread and I don't know, whatever they eat in jail. He might have himself a good damn time. Sir likes a good sausage, okay? And he can get his social sorrow, okay? He can get his social sorrow. We haven't seen any photos. There's no photos in the federal courts. Yes, we know exactly. Who said we know exactly? You know exactly the one I'm talking about. I thought I told you that. Okay, so what you're talking about. That thing was funny. Well, maybe I don't know who sent it to me. Someone sent it to me on my Instagram. That thing was funny. Mystery Meat. He's a Mystery Meat fan. Look, it's 2024. You see, I was trying to make something to eat, but it sounds like I'm at the dog kennel right now. Someone, girl, somebody wrote me a long comment like a week or two ago, and they were just, look, this is a test of your ADD. Okay, it's just a test. This is a test. It's only a test. It's gonna stop. They calm down eventually. The Diddy memes. Did you see the one where Diddy and R. Kelly playing Martin Lawrence and Eddie Murphy? No, I did not see that one. Oh my god. So no Liquid V been found. I'm sure he doesn't need Liquid V. He probably has the V. He probably has the blue pills or Cialis. Hold on a second. Girl, okay, that lasted literally 5 seconds. I was like, hey, I was like, ah. Oh, that worked. Okay. 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 Oh my God. Let me tell you, Lambo, you don't want to hear his bark. Lambo is so cute, guys. I took the cutest picture of Lambo. I'm gonna have to post it. Okay. All right. So we're just doing speed round. We're talking about whatever right now. Okay, right? Sarah Boone, the attorney yesterday, who got beat down, aka denied. Is that the one who answered the "I'm having a cookout" advertisement? Yes, that's her new lawyer, Owens. The black guy, I think, fell for the okey doke. Maybe he's friends. Y'all, okay. Hold on. Let's go to the Sarah Boone portion. Let me get my Sarah Boone overlay. Excuse me. Um, Sarah Boone overlay. Okay, here we go. Do you think so? Yesterday, we're at our Sarah Boone portion, okay? Um, Mr. Henderson, sir, quit. Tell James these bad dogs. I would be so embarrassed if you guys could hear me yell. I think he needs to quit. Okay. Now James Owens, what was the question again? Because of course, baby. Yes, he is the one who answered the cookout advertisement. James Owens. Now he had the two ladies there. I guess those are legal assistants, so maybe paralegals or something like that, or junior lawyers or whatever, junior associates. Mr. Henderson, the black guy, I don't know. He needs to throw his computer in the trash and he needs to get his Zoom game. He needs a Zoom consultant immediately, okay? Because his Zoom game was horrendous. It was offensive to all of us who muddled through Zoom through Rona, okay? Mr. Henderson, I don't know who he was talking to. He was talking to walls. Why are you not sitting at the computer talking to us, right? Oh my God. There was so much that happened in that hearing yesterday. So, number one, Mr. Henderson was complete the audio. Okay, let's just talk about the audio. Forget about Mr. Henderson for a minute. It was the audio. The audio and the footage was sus, but you know what I'm saying? Like, we'll take what we can get. How about that? Because nosy people, sometimes you got to take what you can get, and sometimes it's on some fly on the wall. Yesterday was giving fly on the wall. Okay. But we'll take it because, hey, we want to be in the know. We want to know what's going on. We want to hear and see it for ourselves. Right. Okay. That's number one. The audio was very bad. Mr. Henderson, sir, can you have a seat when you are arguing a motion? Because I don't think the court reporter, they don't have no notes for you. It's going to be intelligible or inaudible or whatever. That's probably why the judge didn't really give any sort of, was there any judgment on that? I think it was just, I don't even know. Okay. Mr. Owens, I think he had three denials back to back. The main thing he did get was the expert. I think he got one or two experts. And there was some talk about Sarah Boone's clothes, which that had already been covered and already set up. So I don't know why we were doing that because everything wasn't canceled. Hi, Baile Flamanca. Um, I don't think that that was nullified just because James Owens took over, right? So it was the clothes. It was him asking for makeup. I'm sorry, there is not any amount of makeup that can help Sarah Boone. We talked about that yesterday. The clothes. She officially has no swag, and it's not going to help. That haircut is giving Marge. It's giving Marge, and I don't mean Marge Simpson. It's just giving it's giving she might like ladies lock up. That's all I'm saying. Maybe she might not want to live there I mean, she has no choice living in ladies lockup, but I don't think she may have found a friend. Butterfly, you get my drift? Like and it's look, it's 2024, sis. Like it, live your best, okay? She may have a friend, okay? And that's fine. Okay? It's giving 70s sitcom. It's definitely, I don't know what it's giving. It's giving she's probably not very mad. Okay. She might, she's got friends. She doesn't have to pay rent. She's clean. She's not drinking alcohol. This might be a win-win for her. Ma'am was a raging, violent alcoholic involved in very toxic relationships. At least now in jail, she can still be as toxic as she wants to be. But guess what? No alcohol. She gets violent with alcohol. So no alcohol. She may have a friend. Okay. Audio was bad. Mr. Henderson was sus. Clothes for the trial. We don't care. Makeup won't help. Um, Mr. Owens tried it. This is what I'm gonna say about Mr. Owens. If you did not see yesterday, we spent 2 hours on Sarah Boone yesterday. We're not gonna spend that much time today. Go get caught up from yesterday. If you didn't watch yesterday's video, it was funny. But we also learned some things too. There's never a day that we don't, when we watch court or watch some of these legal proceedings or go through these documents, that we don't actually learn something. It's very interesting. So go get caught up, on Sarah Boone from yesterday. It was interesting, and I appreciate y'all coming through and watching. Because trial's starting in 2 weeks and it's going to be a mess. Okay. This morning, what else do we need to talk about Sarah Boone before I immediately pivot? Oh, you're 10 minutes behind. Okay, we're gonna mark that for sis. So when sis gets to this part, she's gonna be like, "Oh my god, everybody said hello. Hi, a soft place to land. Hey, boo boo, welcome to the chat. Make sure everybody coming in hit the thumbs up. Okay, if you're not subscribed, what are you waiting for? Okay." Okay, you can't rely on Al just throwing me over to you every single time. You have to opt in. Okay. Opting in guarantees that you're going to be notified. It's giving I drink Budweiser and sit outside on a plastic chair and attend bonfires. Okay. Bonfires at 9 o'clock. She's giving, I don't know. I don't know what you call that. It's not cute. Okay. It's giving like, Mr. Anthony who lives at the men's campgrounds. Mr. Anthony is a van lifer or camper. He has a I don't know, a travel trailer, and he lives this lifestyle to save money, like the van life type situation. And he lives at various different campgrounds. I like Mr. Anthony a lot, but it's giving a little bit of what you see at the campgrounds where Mr. Anthony pulls. And again, these are nice. These are also travel trailers. So people are living, kind of transient. They travel, they go here and there, or some people permanently have a spot at these places. It's just giving the campgrounds. Okay. And shouts out to the people at the campgrounds. It's no offense. It's no nothing. It's just kind of outside camping ish type situation. King of the Hill. It's giving King of the Hill. You guys, you guys are so good. And even though the cases are horrible, we find a way to laugh about the stupid. We try to, yes, we're laughing and we're learning. Even though there's been misfortune and tragedy, um, we still give respect where respect is due, but the criminals, they get a little bit of laughing, and it's all about justice, but we're, in a lighthearted way. Okay. Yes. We're not about the struggle. This is not the struggle podcast. I don't want to leave you guys in tears and crying every day. That's not what we're here for. We're here to lift our hearts and learn a little something, something, and get caught up on what's going on in the world. Right. Okay. So that's what happened yesterday with Sarah. If you're not caught up and current on what's happening with Sarah Boone, I don't know why not, because we've been covering it. Um, but yeah, get caught up on that. We did, like I said, 2 hours yesterday. We're not caught up on everything. Let me show you guys something. I did pull up the notes from yesterday, so maybe we'll look at that real quick just to finish things off. Let's see what the notes say. I love the notes. Let's see what's going on here. I always enlarge the wrong screen. Okay, here we go. This is the docket. They canceled court. Did they cancel? Okay. The 26th. We have court on the 24th again. So when's that? 24th is Tuesday. Trial starts October 7th. Oh my God. Okay. What was decided yesterday? Let's see. The court heard several of the defense's motions as it relates to motion for statement of particulars denied. As stated on the record, motion for additional discovery denied. As stated on the record, motion for to appoint forensic psychologist granted. As stated on the record, the court appointed Dr. Brennan. Motion for costs granted. As stated on the record, motion to appoint crime scene reconstructionist death investigator granted. As stated on the record, motion for the return of property denied. It looks like there's 3 denials, 3 granted. As stated on the record, motion to enlargement of time granted in part, denied in part. So it was like a little 50-50. Granted as it relates to filing objections to the state's evidence, denied as to remaining portions of the motion. The court will prepare order as stated on the record for remaining motions. All previous set dates remain. But this is the thing I love about some of these courts, is that they give you all the information. I don't know. Sometimes it could be technology. Maybe they have different, obviously all these states and cities have different systems. This Orange County, oh my God, they really have a nice system. You can click on stuff. You're not having to run 3, 4, 5, $10 to the clerk to pay for something before you can see it. Like, it's all free of charge. I'm sure it's paid for by the taxpayers of Florida. I frequent Florida, so I'm not feeling bad about it. But as far as anybody else, I mean, it's free, y'all. It's free. It's a free situation. Um, and it's very nice, and they give you so much information. You can really follow what's going on. That's what I love about some of the cases in Florida. They give you a lot of information. Okay. So that's basically a synopsis of what happened yesterday. If you want to see in it specifically, you are welcome to go do that. All of the information is posted. I'm having a time. Okay. Um, okay. I think everything is put, but yeah, I love when they post the notes, the minutes of the hearings, amended notice of hearing, supplemental discovery. Everything they talked about is right here. They do that every single time. So it's pretty awesome. Anyway, if you want to see the detail of this, just go ahead and click on yesterday's video. It's got Diddy, it's got Nesto on it, but the bulk of the video is Sarah. It's roughly about 2 hours. It's a 2.5 hour video, but 2 hours was spent on SB. Hey you all, kind of down. Don't want to mess up the mood of, oh, okay. Well, we're sorry to hear about that, and God bless. I'm so sorry. I don't even know what I would do. I can't even think about that. So I'm gonna just. I'm so sorry that happened, and rest in peace to your friend. And I'm. That's awful. That's very awful. Sorry to hear about that. Um, okay. We're gonna pivot, but you guys wish our sis well and some strength and courage to get through this difficult time in the chat, y'all. Okay. Let's see what's going on here. What's next? Okay. Um, y'all, we did talk a little Jen and CG for a minute over on Love Lies and Lace Fronts this morning. If you want to get caught up, I shared it on the community wall because I wanted to talk about it here, but I don't even know if I can do two lives right now today, but I'm gonna get caught up. We haven't done one evening live this week at all. It might be members tonight. I'm not sure. I'm just gonna kind of go with the flow, see how I feel. But member evening, excuse me, nighttime live coming soon, maybe tonight or tomorrow, one or the other. But members, just make sure your notifications are set. We'll do something between tonight and tomorrow night. Um, but yeah, if you want to get caught up on what CG and Jen have going on, Jen and CG had the nerve to be giving marriage counseling advice to a friend, Brandy from Basketball Wives, and her husband. I know some of you guys say that she was on Iyanla years ago, and this is kind of old news. I really didn't know anything about it. I don't, you know what I mean? Like I used to watch. I watched OG Basketball Wives, like Tammy Roman days. Um, and when they were all still in Miami and Evelyn had her shoe store. I'm talking about like the first 3 seasons, maybe right leading up to Shawnee. You know, Shawnee would show up every blue moon kind of thing. So I'm not as caught up on like who the newbies are. I was just really taken aback by this story um and this couple, and the fact that the thing that told me that I knew that these two were really fugazi was the fact that they were coming to these clowns for marriage counseling. And it wasn't necessarily marriage counseling per se, but it was, we want to talk to another couple that's solid. I was like, are you kidding me? You think these two are solid? Y'all must really be messed up. And they were. And they were. I hadn't even watched the whole episode, but we did a reaction this morning and it was like, oh my God. You got to be kidding. These people are, this is ridiculous. Okay. Anyway, so get caught up on that. That's posted on the community wall. Okay. So another one of you guys, so a couple of you have sent this to me over the past couple of days. You guys wanted me to look into this story. I don't know a whole lot about it. All I know is that this happened in North Carolina. We're going to talk about it. Let's see what's going on. Let me pull up what I pulled up. Okay. Let me pull this up in the order of which I think it's going to make sense because some of you may have seen this. Let's get into it. Let me flip back to over here. Okay, this will be good. I'm sure some of you have seen this, but a young man was found unalive in Henderson, North Carolina. This has been viral. I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen it. I got this again today. Like 3 of you sent it. So I'm assuming a lot of you guys are interested in this story. Henderson, I wouldn't say it couldn't be any further from Charlotte, but it couldn't, like, in terms of Henderson is kind of on the border of Virginia, and I'm on the border of South Carolina. So that'll give you an idea of where I am in proximity to what this happened. But that doesn't mean anything. I saw this kind of like the day after it came out, but this girl, she's on TikTok. This is a situation that happened to a family member. If you're not familiar with this, you're going to get familiar with it in just a second. And let's talk about what actually happened here. There's information that has come up about this particular situation. I don't know what's the truth or not. So let's just get ourselves familiar. A young man has passed and they feel like it was some wrongdoing. We're not sure what they really not sure what happened. There's a series of videos. He made a lot of stops. He's a truck driver, so of course he's making stops. He's pulling over. There's GPS. Apparently, he was making delivery for the Walmart distribution center. I don't know if he was a Walmart per se driver, or was he a independent contractor with his own truck kind of thing. Maybe we'll find that out, but let's listen, and I've got some follow-ups, okay? The sheriff in Henderson has released what they feel is a timeline, and I also caught a interview with the sheriff of Henderson talking about this. So I've got a couple things lined up for us to understand a little bit more. But the gentleman, his name is JAVION Magee, and it's weird, okay?
I would have never thought I had to make this kind of post on my TikTok, but my family desperately needs your help. This is my little cousin, JAVION Magee. He's from Chicago, Illinois. He was 21 years old and would have been 22 in a few weeks. He was found hanging from a tree in Henderson, North Carolina yesterday. He drove trucks, so that was his reason for even being out there. The police officers are trying to say that he went to Walmart and purchased the rope and hung himself. We obviously don't believe that, and we are just asking for your help to push his story out there. This isn't covered on any local platforms. No news stations, radio, none of that. So we're trying to push it out there. We really need your help. The police officers in the coroner's office are giving us a hard time, not allowing his mom to identify the body. At one point, they told her she can't identify the body due to COVID. And then the next day, today, they told her the father has to give her permission for that, which he said that he would. She asked if they could send her pictures at least. They told her yes, and then turned around and told her, oh, I don't think that you want to see your son like that. Come on. Like, this is just very devastating for my family, and we really need to push this story out there. So if y'all could please repost this video, keep saying his name, JAVION Magee, hashtag justice for JAVION, and we are going to fight for him, and we are standing behind my cousin 100%, and they're not getting away with this. So please share this video. Thank you. Hey, y'all. I would have never thought I had to make this kind of post on my TikTok, but my family desperately needs your help. This is my little cousin, JAVION Magee. He's from Chicago, Illinois. He was 21 years old and would have been 22 in a few weeks. He was found hanging from a tree in Henderson, North Carolina yesterday. He drove trucks, so that was his reason for even being out there.
Okay, let's stop right there. Let's move to the next thing. Let's see what's going on here. Is this the one I wanted to show? Okay. So I'm gonna just say this. So I think someone sent this to me on my birthday. You see the date, it was 9/12. And when I saw that, I couldn't. I just like seeing it today bubble back up to me. I was like, oh yeah, because I was like, oh my God, like it was just so shocking, which we know that this kind of stuff happens. I mean, people die every single day, but as far as just this TikTok, she got through what she needed to say very quick. She just, no apologies, just we need help type thing. It was jarring. Okay. And okay, so let's keep going, guys. So the family of JAVION Hunter speaks out. Sheriff releases timeline after he was found dead with rope around his neck in Vance County. So is this the video? All right, let me find the video, y'all. Is this the one that's gonna have a video? Hold on, let me see. Okay, it's here.
He continues to search for answers tonight, a week after he was found dead with a rope around his neck at the base of a tree. The Vance County Sheriff's Office also released today some new information, including the preliminary autopsy results. Magee's grieving family joined their attorneys this afternoon to say that it is really too early to say exactly what happened here, to call this a suicide, and they want transparency throughout this investigation. On Monday, investigators released the video you're looking at here. This shows Magee purchasing rope from a Walmart Attorneys representing the family say that there are explanations as to why Magee, who was a commercial truck driver, would actually buy rope. A timeline released by the sheriff's office Wednesday shows Magee drove from Pennsylvania, making several stops along the way to Henderson. The sheriff's office also referenced preliminary autopsy results, saying that pathologists determined that Magee did not have defensive wounds and there was no sign of an assault. However, he had been hemorrhaging around his neck, the soft tissue around his neck.
I don't know that lynching or a hate crime is in fact the case. What we discovered was that Mr. Magee came into this county on September 11th, and he died by hanging from his neck. The sheriff concluded early on, and we believe prematurely, that it seemed to be a suicide to him. Well, that doesn't seem to be a suicide for me.
And as a point of clarity, the attorney did say September 11th. He actually came into Vance County, we're told, on September 10th. Attorneys say that his family will pursue an independent autopsy, and they are considering litigation.
I don't know if they don't know what happened. I don't know who they're going to sue, but they said they're considering litigation. Okay. So what this says, okay, let's read this first before we do anything else. So let me see if I can get the reader. I hate when they have all this advertisement on here. Ooh. Can y'all eliminate all the advertising, please? Okay, here we go. Timeline. All right. Let's see. Okay, so Henderson, North Carolina, new information was obtained. Let's see what the date is. The date is, I'll have to give you all the date when this article was posted. Okay. New information and a detailed timeline have been released by Vance County. I feel like this is from either today or yesterday. The Vance County Sheriff's Office put out the information shortly after meeting with JAVION Magee's family members and their attorney on Wednesday. Around the same time, the family attended a press conference. So Wednesday would have been 2 days ago, the 18th, right? Because he passed on, it's debatable, sometime between September 10th and 11th, which that would have been a week ago Wednesday, right? The below timeline and investigative findings show the journey of Magee, a 21-year-old truck driver who left Pennsylvania for delivery in North Carolina before being found dead the next morning in Vance County. As reported by CBS 17, previously Magee was found dead at the base of a tree with a rope around his neck. Pathologists with the North Carolina Chief Medical Examiner's Office have conducted an autopsy. Preliminary findings from the autopsy show Magee did not have any defensive wounds and there were no signs of physical or sexual assault. Further findings of the autopsy are pending a toxicology report. Investigators found that the rope was wrapped around his neck a total of 11 times, and the other end of the rope was wrapped around a tree branch, and the rope was tight. Further, a cardboard wrapper for a blue rope was found lying next to Magee with the Ozark Trail brand on it, which is sold at Walmart. To get a more complete picture of what happened before his death, investigators said they are now submitting search warrants to Magee's phone. That's so weird. The following timeline was compiled using 911 calls, witness statements, and the GPS on Magee's commercial vehicle he was operating for his job as a truck driver. Okay, September 10th, 1 o'clock, JAVION leaves Hazleton, Pennsylvania after picking up a load of goods to deliver at the Walmart distribution center in Henderson, North Carolina. That's at 1 a.m. 6:50, truck makes stop at Highway 207 in north of Ashland, Virginia, approximately 1 hour. Truck leaves the truck stop and travels Highway 1 south, making its way towards North Carolina. Truck continues down 85 into Petersburg. Any of my travelers between this way and up top? Oh my God, this is like, I know all of these areas that he's talking about. The truck continues I-85 south into Petersburg. traveling south into North Carolina. Truck enters Vance County and travels to Check's truck stop in Middleburg. Surveillance video shows Magee walking into a truck stop alone, using the restroom and getting food. Magee is seen walking back to his truck and getting into his truck alone. 12:21 p.m. I mean, the minimum, it sounds like they have pulled all the surveillance videos. They've gotten at least an idea of what the journey looked like. Now it's kind of filling in the blanks of what else was going on, right? 12:37 truck stops. All of these good super sleuths on this internet. Somebody saw something else. It's just a matter of trying to figure out what happened. Truck arrives at Walmart distribution center in Henderson, and contents are unloaded. 4:53 truck leaves p.m. Truck leaves the distribution center within 5 minutes. GPS shows the truck idling in a dirt parking area in front of 285 Vanco Mill Road in Henderson. This is approximately a half mile from the distribution center. Truck travels northwest on West Andrews Road at 5:44 p.m. 5:49 truck pulls onto Young Street and is idling. 5:55 p.m. the truck goes into a parking lot at the corner of West Andrews Avenue and Vance Street. Is that back over by the distribution center again? Oh, that's Vanco. Okay. At this time, the sheriff's office said Magee exited the truck and walked to a local smoke shop at 422 East Andrews Avenue to purchase tobacco products. Surveillance footage shows Magee is alone while purchasing something at the store. What we need to know is, what did he purchase at the store? And did someone give him something bad? Did he buy something? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not to speak ill of, I don't know this young man, but he stopped. He got some tobacco products. What does that mean? They didn't say he stopped to buy a pack of cigarettes. What did he buy? And did he have something that made him, that, was bad? Or did someone drug him, type thing? Okay. Surveillance footage shows Magee is alone while purchasing something at the store. Okay, so they did get the surveillance video from the tobacco shop. 6:01 p.m. truck leaves the area traveling west on Andrews to the intersection of I-85 and merges onto I-85 South. Truck travels to the Walmart Supercenter located on North Cooper Drive in Henderson. At this time, so he went from the distribution center, made a couple of stops, and went to a Walmart Supercenter, right? 6:11 p.m. The truck travels to the Walmart Supercenter located on North Cooper Drive in Henderson. At this time, the sheriff's office said Magee is seen on surveillance footage from at least 5 cameras walking into the store, purchasing a blue in color Ozark trail rope and exiting the store again while alone. Magee was wearing a white t-shirt, black shorts, white socks, dark colored Crocs. While exiting Walmart, he is seen leaving the store with the blue rope in hand. Now, he's a truck driver. I mean, sometimes you're securing things, sometimes you're tying things down. If you may not have a truck that's full for one stop, I mean, I don't know what all the reasons are that he needed rope for, but men carry rope in their car. Like, what I'm saying? Like, sometimes men have rope for their toolboxes and things. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's a interesting, or maybe knew somebody from talking online. I mean, you know what I'm saying? He looked like a good looking kid. I mean, you saw him smiling. He had, nice smile, good looking kid. He's a commercial truck driver. Sir was making a couple coins. You know what I'm saying? He might have got himself a hold of, somebody who didn't mean him any good. I wonder if they found his wallet and everything. I guess we'll find out. Let's keep reading. So the Walmart surveillance video appears to show JAVION Magee with a blue rope in hand while exiting the store, Vance County Sheriff's Office. Magee returns to his truck to leave the parking lot at the Walmart Supercenter. While leaving, the sheriff's office said Magee was seen stopping and exiting his truck. He gave $228 in cash to a homeless person sitting at the entrance. Investigators found and interviewed this person. He allegedly told this person, "I don't know how much this is, but if I had more, I would give it to you." Wow. Magee pulls into the Hampton Inn Hotel, located on Ruin Creek Road, and parks around the back of the building. Surveillance footage from the hotel shows Magee walking from the back of the hotel to the front wearing the same clothing and carrying a black backpack. Y'all, sorry, it's that time. Magee speaks. So 6:32, Magee speaks to the hotel clerk and exits the hotel at 6:34 p.m., walking towards the back of the hotel. Sometimes, excuse me for a second. Magee speaks to the oh Jesus. It's like, I'm sorry, guys. Magee speaks to the hotel clerk and exits the hotel at 6:34 p.m., walking towards the hotel. Some of these drivers, if you work for a company, they're setting up hotels for you along your route. So he could be getting his overnight sleep to go pick up something else, right? Magee speaks to the hotel clerk, exits the hotel at 6:34, walking towards the back of the hotel. The truck is turned on 6:35 p.m. When did he pull into the Hampton Inn? Turns his truck, leaves the whole superstar. So he gets to the Hampton Inn at 6:28 p.m. By 6:35, 7 minutes later, he's turned on and is seen on surveillance video leaving the hotel parking lot and making a right onto Ruin Creek Road. Maybe he didn't want to stay, or I don't know. It would be interesting to know if he had a hotel reservation. Truck approaches the intersection of Andrews Avenue and Highway 1. That's at 6:45 p.m. 6:50, the truck exits US 1 highway onto Vanco Mill Road. I'm going to just say this I don't know anything about the Vance County Sheriff, but it does sound like they did put in some work to put this timeline together. Now, what else has happened in between then? I don't know, but we've heard of people disappearing or unalive, and the sheriff's department have nothing. No one's seen anything. There is nothing. Like, they are tracking, because of the world we live in today, there's so much tracking that you know, just imagine all of the stories that we've heard over let's say the last 20 years of people, and there's no explanation to anything, right? Um, was his truck a day? I don't know. I don't know. We'll have to find out. The truck pulls back. The truck pulls back onto the dirt lot. Maybe they'll say something. There's another video to watch. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna get through this and then we'll get into another video and I can put me on silent because the dogs are, UPS and FedEx are in the midst. The truck pulls back onto the dirt lot at 285 Vanco Mill Road and the ignition is turned off. The sheriff's office said surveillance footage from the area shows Magee exiting the driver's side of the truck. Y'all. The sheriff's office said surveillance footage from the area shows Magee exiting the driver's side of the truck and walks alone towards a wood line on the eastern side of the dirt lot with an object in his hand. Okay. Magee walks around a trailer and to the front gate of the tractor and truck repair shop before walking back to the wood line of the lot, investigators said. So Magee walks around a trailer and to the front gate of a tractor and truck repair shop before walking around to the wood line of the lot. So okay. Surveillance video shows Magee re-enter the truck and the GPS shows the truck ignition is turned on. From the video, it does not appear Magee has anything in his hand at the time he re-enters the truck. The truck is still in idling state. Ignition is turned off for the final time. That's at 7:30. Investigators said Magee is seen on the video walking away from the truck towards the trees alone and does not return. September 11th. Oh my God. I'm going to run them outside. Hold on. Okay, y'all, sorry. Okay. So September 11th at 10:08 a.m., Vance County 911 receives a call from the owner of the repair shop reporting a man with a rope around his neck on the outside of the fence at Vanco Mill Road, 285 Vanco Mill Road. The 911 caller stated that the male was not breathing and appeared to have died by his own hands. The investigation began shortly after Vance County EMS, Bear Pond Fire Department, and Vance County Sheriff's office officials responded to the scene. Okay. Okay. Where is... Okay, hold on a second, guys. I'm just doing a search. Okay. Let's see what's going on here. Where is this place? Is this it right here? Where the red dot would be? 285. Like, we're gonna figure it out. We might. Look, they need to question everybody. They need to question everybody at the repair place. That's the last place he was found. And there was a Greyhound bus stop there. Baby, I don't know. What do y'all think? I mean, him giving we don't know if he gave all his money away, but he gave away some money, so that's a little suspicious. But he could have made himself a target. He's a nice looking young black male with a pocket full of money and some cards, driving a truck for Walmart. You know what I'm saying? Like 21 years old. I mean, he could have made himself into a little bit of a target. Somebody could have set some eyes on him. Who knows? I mean, it's unfortunate. Okay, let's go listen. Let's go see. And you see all of this green here, right? So it's somewhat rural where he was, right? Let's check this out. Very odd. They're going to get to the bottom of it. Let's see what's going on here. Let me pull this up for y'all. Is this it?
So, Sheriff, first of all, can you just, walk me through what we know, the timetable of when he was found and what we know so far?
My bad. you know, some videos I have to listen to fast because I cannot. It's like torture listening slow. So
Good morning. Yes, this is Sheriff Curtis Brame here in Vance County. On Wednesday, September 11th, approximately 10:08 a.m., Vance County Sheriff Office received a call out to a rural part of the community, Vanco Mill Road, 285 Vanco Mill Road, where a deceased young man was sitting up against a tree, with his back up against a tree. He had a rope around his neck, and he had the top of the rope was up in the tree limb. There was not a noose. There was not a knot in the rope. We have
so
information.
he wasn't hanging per se. They said he was sitting. Let's listen to that again. Anybody who's not up for this type of information, we understand it is okay, but we're giving some respect by honoring the story. Okay, sometimes just kind of shutting down and not listening, if that's for you, then that's fine. But you know, this somebody's son isn't coming home and they want some answers, and not to say that we're going to figure it out, but you know, stranger things have happened, right? So let's hear just a little bit more, and if you have to opt out, it's okay. It is okay, all right? But we're going to listen to what the sheriff has to say about what happened to this young man.
Good morning. Yes, this is Sheriff Curtis Brame here in Vance County. On Wednesday, September 11th, approximately 10:08 a.m., Vance County Sheriff Office received a call out to a rural part of the community, Vanco Mill Road, 285 Vanco Mill Road, where a deceased young man was sitting up against a tree, with his back up against a tree. He had a rope around his neck, and he had the top of the rope was up in the tree limb. There was not a noose. There was not a knot in the rope. We have information that we got that this young man had visited a local Walmart store here in Henderson, where he purchased an item that was possibly used around his neck. It's an open investigation at this time. We're following all the resources and avenue. We're utilizing. We found out he was a truck driver after we identified who he was. At first, we had no identity on him because he had no ID on him. And once we identified who he was, we found that the tractor trailer.
So he had no ID on him. That doesn't mean that he got robbed, but it could mean that when he walked away from the, you know, some men put their wallets in the console. And because obviously you're traveling, you see how he was driving. He had on his basketball shorts and Crocs. He may not have had his wallet in his pocket. You know, us ladies, we don't go anywhere without our purse, right? Men sometimes will step out the car with nothing, and they, you know what I'm saying? Like that's so. That being said, maybe that was it, but I wonder where his wallet was retrieved, how they identified him.
Was in an adjacent lot from where his body was located. He was driving was, and once we identified who he was, we found that the tractor trailer he was driving was in an adjacent lot from where his body was located. We contacted his family in Aurora, Illinois. We had the Aurora Police Department go out and contact his family. And once that notification was made, we personally my investigators talked to the family and informed them of the information that and the ongoing investigation, the death investigation of their son, their 21-year-old son, Mr. Magee.
And so at this point, you've seen some of these videos from family members that have out there sort of, you know, questioning whether there could be foul play involved. You know, what's your response to that?
I understand the loss. I feel gratitude, condolences, not gratitude, but condolences go out to the family. I never lost a child, to the mother and to their loved ones. I never walked.
Let me stop right there. What I want to know is there a way that Sir could have been found in the way and positioning of which he was found by his own doing? Sometimes some things are absolutely impossible for us to do alone. That's my one thing, okay? If the way he was found position, is it possible for him to have done that to himself? If the answer is no, y'all got to keep looking. Am I right or wrong, guys? What does that sound like to you? I used to drive trucks back in 2011. Truckers have a mandatory rest period of 10 hours. Maybe he was on a rest and you're not allowed to drive at all during that 10 hours of rest. When he was in the town, he might have been, yeah, he might have been on his rest time. I don't know, the Hampton Inn, did he have a reservation? Why did he go into the Hampton Inn? What did they talk about? We gonna need some more information. And maybe they have these things, but they didn't put it out to Bougie Gang satisfaction. We need to know a little bit more, right? Was it wrapped around? It was wrapped around the tree 11 times. How do you do that? Now, you probably could do something like that, but when does it get around your neck and why would you do that? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So the Hampton Inn was full. Is that what they said in the timeline? Or you guys heard that from somewhere else? I don't see where it said. When he went to the Hampton Inn, this is the timeline they said that they put out. The timeline, maybe I missed that part. Hold on, because the dogs, my Jesus. Hold on. Bad. Okay, hold on. Where am I? Okay. Magee returns to his truck at the Walmart. After leaving, he gave $228 to a homeless person. Magee pulls into the Hampton Inn Hotel located on Ruin Creek Road and parks around the back of the building. Surveillance footage shows the hotel shows Magee, or Maggie, as the sheriff said, Maggie, walking from the back of the hotel to the front wearing the same clothes and carrying a black backpack. How do we know that there was no room at the inn? And why didn't he have a reservation? Because when they plan out these routes for the drivers, a friend of mine used to be like a coordinator for Schneider. I don't even know if Schneider's still in existence, but that's how she met her husband. Anyway, she used to be a coordinator where she would set up drivers' trips and things, and they would have hotels. Like it would, I don't know if it would be automatic, but they would, if a driver was going out, let's say cross country, they would set up all the hotels and everything. Everything would be set up by the transportation logistics company. Okay, let's get back to the interview. Let's get back to Sheriff.
Walked in their shoes, but I asked them to slow down, to pump their brake, to slow that train down that's left the station, about the Vance County Sheriff Office, and definitely want to clear that the Henderson Police Department has nothing to do with this investigation whatsoever. This incident is clearly out in the county under the jurisdiction of the sheriff, which is myself and my deputies and investigators. We're invited to North Carolina Highway Correction.
Oh, really?
SBI
Okay.
to assist us in the investigation regarding perceptions and
Wow, who was that? I don't see the. So someone in our chat said that someone in the chat said they were at the hotel during that time. Did you see Mr. Magee? I agree with you. There's something in the milk not clean. Yeah, there's a missing element here. Where I work, some of the younger people have tried to. Yeah, it's sad. The repair place like that, a lot of the dead trucks, mom and pop vibes, no one would have seen if they were closed. Yes. Attorney said he was not hanging in any way in the way of history. Strange. Okay. If he drops, was at noonday, he was still in the area all day and night. Why not find a truck stop? Maybe, but look at the timeline. Sounds like, okay, this is just my thought, right? He finished his job, he got into town, he dropped off at the Walmart distribution center. It was about 5 p.m. He had just been on the road all night. He picked up his load at 1 a.m, right? He drove all day and got to the Walmart distribution center by 5 p.m. Okay. So he had just driven 13, 14 hours, got there, Looks like he made a couple of stops. He went here, there. It's 5:44. Then he goes to Walmart. It's 20 some minutes later. He's at the super center. Then seems like he's chillaxing. He got into his car 6:22, 6:28. He goes to the Hampton Inn. He goes to speak to the clerk. Maybe he's trying to find a room. Maybe he's canceling his reservation. We don't know. He gets back on the road for a minute. 6:52. He's on Vanco Road and turned off his ignition. So, I mean, this is like, it seems like a long period of time, but once he finished his job and clocks out, it's kind of like he's at the distribution center, he pulls out, it's basically like 5:00. Somewhere between 4:53, so like an hour goes by. What was he doing? This is approximately he leaves the Walmart distribution center and there's no time. This is an hour. We probably need to pull up a map. It's a whole hour. He gets to the distribution center, he unloads. He's at the distribution center for so he gets to the distribution center at 2:37, so my bad, at 12:37, and he leaves the distribution center almost 4.5 hours later. Then an hour later, he's traveling northwest on West Andrews Road. 6:00, he's on West Andrews. He gets on I-85. He goes over to the super center. It's 6 p.m. I don't know if he was they need to check the surveillance cameras at the Walmart distribution center. Who was he talking to? What was he doing at the distribution center for 4.5 hours? Now, that's not out of the ordinary. A lot. If you've ever seen a Walmart distribution center, sometimes there are distribution centers that have 100 bays. And I mean it, like 100 bays. They're huge, right? Who did he meet someone there? Did he meet a worker there? Did he meet a fellow trucker there? Was there a lot lizard there? Not to say he was picking up lot lizards, so don't get me wrong, but we're trying, we're trying to help, not hurt, right? So 5:00 he takes off, but he's almost 6:00 is before he even gets to the super center. So he leaves Henderson, but it takes him till 6:11 to get to the super. He leaves the distribution center, but it takes him an hour and 15, whatever he was doing in between, to get to the super center. Then he goes to the smoke shop. Before he leaves out the parking lot, he gives someone $228. And then he ends up at a lot, a tractor trailer truck repair shop. I don't know. It's definitely strange. We're gonna keep our eye on this. Let's finish hearing what the sheriff has to say, okay? And then we'll see if we can look anything up, if there's anything else available out here on this internet about what happened with this. My bad, guys. I saw this comment. I don't think he had it wrapped around his neck 11 times. Let's reread what we heard. Let's reread what we saw, okay? Did they say he was found with the rope wrapped around him? I don't know that they said it was wrapped around his neck 11 times. Let's see. Around his body and his neck. Where did we just see that? It doesn't even seem like someone could even do something like that. Not even so much would, because you can't account for what people will and won't do. But as far as just the ability to wrap themselves up like that, I wish they would release the 911 call. Maybe they have. Okay, let's finish with the sheriff first. I'll find the part where we saw the comment about 11 times. I don't think it was 11 times, but I think it was wrapped around him almost as if he was tied up. It just seemed like he was tied up.
Trailer he was driving was in an adjacent lot to from where his body was located. So we contacted his family in Aurora, Illinois. We had the Aurora Police Department go out and contact his family. And once that notification was made, we personally talked to my investigators, talked to the family, and informed them of the information that and the ongoing investigation, the death investigation of their son, their 21-year-old son, Mr. Magee.
And so at this point, you've seen some of these videos from family members that have out there sort of, questioning whether there could be foul play involved. What's your response to that?
I understand the loss. I feel gratitude, condolences, not gratitude, but condolences go out to the family. I never lost a child, to the mother and to their loved ones. I never walked in their shoes, but I asked them to slow down, to pump their brakes, to slow that train down that's left the station, about the Vance County Sheriff Office, and definitely want to clear that the Henderson Police Department has nothing to do with this investigation whatsoever. This incident is clearly out in the county under the jurisdiction of the sheriff, which is myself and my deputies and investigators. We're invited to North Carolina Highway the North Carolina SBI to assist us in the investigation regarding perceptions and get clarity and to be transparent that the Vance County Sheriff Department is not withholding anything and sharing information regarding to the decedent to the family.
Is there an autopsy yet?
An autopsy is being performed today, yes.
Okay. And also, with regard to, the rope maybe possibly being bought at Walmart, would you be able to release that surveillance video?
Once we compile the information that we have, step by step, talking to the district attorney, the local district attorney, and the SBI. We don't want to release too much information too soon because this is an ongoing investigation. And we just ask everybody to be patient. And so we can do a thorough investigation to get the proper information out there and ask people to stay off social media and slow down and report the facts. I understand there's over 1,000 hits on TikTok. The sheriff office not being transparent, not providing information to the family, and that is not true. There's been information put out there that there's a lynching in Vance County. There is not a lynching in Vance County. The young man was not dangling from a tree. He was not swinging from a tree. The rope was wrapped around his neck. It was not a noose. It was not a knot in the rope. So therefore, it was not a lynching here in Vance County.
Well, on the other side of things, do you believe at this point, or can we believe it was a suicide?
I cannot, without the report, the cause of death from the medical examiner. We're going down every avenue, every aspect, all the information, videos. We got in contact with the trucking company to get his GPS reading of all his whereabouts while he was here in Vance County in the Henderson area. So right now, we don't know exactly the cause of death of this young man. So no, I cannot say it was suicide at this time.
Okay, and also on the other side, you can't say foul. How is it being treated? Just as a death investigation?
It's been.
Okay, two things. Why'd they zoom all in up on his jacket? Okay, let me ask y'all this. What timestamp? Someone's saying there's a timestamp. No, okay. Where is this timestamp? Someone said there's a timestamp. Is it you, hun? Let me see. Sensible Creations. Which one, honey? What's the video? Can you drop the link to the video, ma'am? Because someone said timestamp 38 minutes. This is a video of only 8:02. So is there a video that you want us to go watch? Can you drop the link to it, boo? Girl, he said stay off social media. I was like, the nerve. I know, hun, but 3808 where? Are you talking on my video? Someone needs to go to 3808 of my video, or 3808 of what video? Where are we going? Oh, you're saying that's the timestamp that we were looking for back in my video? So yeah, I don't know, hun. Not a lynching because it was not a noose or a knot. Then how was it around his neck? Good question. Okay, so you're saying my video. Okay, I'm gonna have to pull up my video because I'm not even in my video. Okay, let's finish this video first, and then we'll go back to 3801 of this video. Okay. All right, let's do that.
Treated as a death investigation until we rule it out.
Okay. Are there any signs of
Thanks,
any
babe.
foul play?
No, sir, not at this time. Signs of foul play or implication of anyone else involved at this time.
And what's your message to the family? I mean, obviously, regardless of what this was, I mean, they're thousands of miles away in Chicago. You get news that, your son is found, near a tree in
Great
the middle of North
question.
Carolina.
Be patient. Call us 24/7. Vance County Sheriff Office, 252-738-2200. I'm Sheriff Curtis Brain. Call me or one of my investigators. And any time of day or night, we will come and we will meet you here at the Sheriff Office. I'm sorry that the family wasn't awarded that opportunity to view their son or their loved ones. And not a natural circumstance, but in a normal circumstance where someone is deceased and taken to a local hospital, the family are awarded that opportunity to go to the hospital, to the emergency room, or either some other form of fashion so they can view the body and identify the person. This young man was not disfigured in any form of fashion.
Sir, why don't you just say this is a crime? He did say this is a current investigation, but it's still an active crime scene, and we need time with his physical body to continue the investigation. Like whoever said he needs media training, my God, mushaga is giving mushaga. Okay, sir, you need a bougie gang consultation, sir, because baby. Sir, what is it up with the blue suits? Okay, the Blue Suits Society. Mushagal. Okay. We need time with your son to continue the investigation so we can give you the answers that you need. How is it that I know what to say? Maybe because I've watched one too many cop shows. He's making it worse, right? He is the sheriff. Okay. Unprepared. Okay.
Fashion. The picture ID that we took, the picture that we'd taken of him was positively you could identify as being your child or identify someone who knew that could identify that picture.
So where is he now then?
His body is at the medical examiner's office, being autopsied.
For the autopsy.
Yes, sir.
And do we know when the results of that are going to come in?
Hopefully today we get a preliminary and give us a better understanding of what happened.
And you'll release that right away?
I will share that information with the family first, and then make a decision from the district attorney about sharing it with the press and with the public.
Is there anything else that you mentioned that you've seen out there on social media that you wanted to address or clear the air about?
I do. I just want people to stay out of their rumor mills, stick to the facts, allow us to do our job and be patient, and stop saying that the sheriff is not being transparent or that the sheriff is not doing what he's supposed to do. I'm very clear in my duties and my responsibilities.
Sir, this is not about you.
To the citizens of Vance County in the state of North Carolina.
And do you know who found him or what the circumstances of the call coming in were?
I have not released that information this time, sir.
Okay.
The call came in through 911, so therefore it's recorded, and we'll be able to trace that back, sir.
So we can't say who came upon him?
Not at this time. It's part of the ongoing investigation.
Gotcha. Do we know, the last people who were in contact with him or kind of anything leading up to this?
No, sir, we do not. Other than apparently being at Walmart distribution.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Walmart store.
Okay. And his truck, how far was he from where his truck was parked?
Oh, I said 30, 40 yards from where his truck. His truck was in a fenced-in area, and he was on the outside of the fenced-in area where a tree was at.
And you said he was just sitting up against the tree?
With his back up against the tree.
Okay. And the rope was just around his neck?
Yes, sir.
Was it tight? Was it?
I did not pay attention personally. I cannot comment on that.
Okay. Any other, anything else on his body?
Did he say he didn't pay attention? You're the number one investigator, sir. You're the boss to the investigators. What is you talking about, sir? Oh, God. Oh, my God. I would be mad, too. I'm not going to lie. I would be mad if I was calling and some sir is giving incompetent. He's giving incompetent. And then when he said stay off social media, I was like, sir, I'm done with you. I'm done with you, sir. He said, you go on to a death investigation of a man from out of town. He is a over the road driver. He's found in your county unalive and you didn't pay attention. I mean, what's it? Girl, what's his name from Into the Night? Not Tibbs, but Archie Bunker. They would have had between him and Tibbs, they would have had this thing down. This would have been solved already. Okay. What's not Tibbs, but Tibbs' boss. Hold on. Let me tell you something. Okay, let's finish this up because this is done. Girl Gillespie. Thank you. Sheriff Gillespie.
No, sir.
Okay.
No.
How did you know when you weren't really paying attention?
Anything else you wanted to add or that I forgot to ask?
No, sir. I think you covered it all.
All right, I appreciate you.
Yes.
All right,
Yes.
thanks.
All right, hold on.
I just ask that you guys keep us in prayer.
A desperate plea from the family members of JAVION Magee. He's the 21-year-old Illinois man who was found dead last week in Henderson, leaning against a tree with a rope around his neck. WFMY News 2's Giselle Thomas joins us after hearing from his family today and breaks down a detailed timeline of events released by the sheriff's office.
Now, family and friends of 21-year-old JAVION Magee stood right here demanding justice and wanting answers towards what happened with the cause of his death. Now, Magee was found dead under a tree with a rope tied around his neck on September 11th. Today, the North Carolina Chief Medical Examiner's Office says Magee did not have defensive wounds and there was no sign of any assault. Now, here's the timeline released by the Vance County Sheriff's Office from September 10th, the day before Magee's body was found. Investigators say Magee dropped off the load at Walmart around 12:30 p.m. Vance County sheriffs say a few hours later, Magee circled back to the Walmart. Video shows him walking inside around 6 p.m., buying a blue rope and leaving a few minutes later. When he left, the sheriff's office says Magee gave a homeless person $228 before getting back in his truck and leaving. Once he left, he checked into a hotel at 6:30 p.m. 10 minutes later, he left the hotel. And just before 7 p.m., investigators say he pulled into a parking lot near where his body was found. They say surveillance video shows Magee walking into the woods with an object in his hands. Investigators also say he returned to his truck a few minutes later with nothing in his hands. But 30 minutes later, he's seen walking toward a tree line alone. Magee's body was found the next morning. Now, his father says his son was following in his footsteps as a truck driver and says his son's sudden death is unbearable.
He's one of the first people that said, "Hey, Dad, I'm about to go drive," and I'm like, "Why? What make you want to do that?" He said, "I just want to do it. I want to put in my work," and that's just how he was.
Now, the cause of death has not yet been determined, and investigators say that a rope was wrapped around Magee's neck 11 times. Now, the autopsy report is not yet ready, and the toxicology report is not ready as well. In Vance County, Giselle Thomas, WFMY News 2.
He was leaning against a tree with the rope 11 times. That just doesn't make any sense. Family says video found with rope around. Family says video of man found with rope around. New video of jazz. Okay. I don't even know which one to click on. Goodness gracious.
A lot of questions still remain. And as a matter of fact, just in the last couple of minutes before our live shot, some supporters of JAVION Magee's family have now arrived here at the Vance County Sheriff's Office, hoping to get answers to those questions. As it stands right now, the sheriff still does not believe that there was any foul play involved, but he also will not officially rule this as a suicide. In the meantime, though, we are getting new surveillance video and 911 calls that's shedding some light on the moments leading up to his death. What we do know for a fact is that JAVION Magee was in Henderson from the Chicago area working for his trucking company, dropping off a load at the Walmart distribution center before being found dead up against a tree with a rope around his neck, not far from where his truck was parked off Vanco Mill Road. From the beginning, the sheriff saying he believed that JAVION bought the rope used in his death. Now releasing surveillance video from the Henderson Walmart showing JAVION at the self-checkout buying the utility rope. A spokesperson for his family says they've seen that video, but that it's only leaving more questions.
The family is saying that specific video does not declare the fact that that was a suicide. You know what I mean? That's just one element of the investigation. The family still suspects foul play at this point right now, but they really...
That's the lady who wears the cowboy hat from Houston, from the new Black Panthers. Isn't that her?
Just want answers. They want to know
Dr. Candace
from the timeline,
Matthews?
from him purchasing that rope all the way to the tree where he was hung.
We're also hearing the 911 call that came in from the man who discovered JAVION's body near where his truck was parked.
I had some guys out here mowing grass, and I think y'all man hung himself in a tree.
The guy hung himself in the tree?
Yeah, he looked dead.
Okay, what's
got a rope around his neck.
Meanwhile, JAVION's family taking their quest for answers here to North Carolina.
You know, they have that right. You know, this is their loved one. This is someone that they truly loved and was taken from them.
And right now, we do know that JAVION's family members are on their way. Some have already arrived here to North Carolina, again, wanting to meet with the sheriff here in Vance County. We are also told from their lawyers they are going to be having a press conference here tomorrow at 12:30. We will, of course, continue to bring you the updates on this case as we get them. For now, we're live in Henderson. Tom George, ABC 11 Eyewitness News.
Family of JAVION Magee continues to search for answers tonight.
A lot of questions still remain. And as a matter of fact, just in the last couple of minutes before our live shot, some supporters.
Wow. This is a real mystery. It's a mystery. We know he, I want to know from, I hope that they have if they've done, it's like, I feel like I'm at loss for words. I hope that they have questioned the folks at the Hampton Inn. I hope that they have questioned everybody at the Walmart distribution center. They need to check his phone. Who was he talking to? Who was he not talking to? The hour that it took him to get from the distribution center to the super center. What did he buy at the smoke store? Did they sell him something? You know, they said a toxicology report. So I'm sure they're checking his system to make sure he hadn't been poisoned or given something bad, or I don't know. A mess. This is awful. This is a nightmare, right? Well, they said he was not hanging. He was sitting, he was sitting leaning against a tree. I don't know, girl. That's what I had just searched was the 911 call, and apparently, I guess that was the 911 call. You want to hear it again? Let's go back to it.
I just ask that you guys keep us in prayer.
That's so sad. Okay, give me just a second. I don't know what I did to get that, but it just fell up in our thing. JAVION Magee 911 call. Okay. It says over here at 10:08 a.m. on September 11th, police said 911 call from the owner of the truck repair company reported a man with a rope around his neck outside the fence at 2885 Vanco Mill Road. The caller said the man was not breathing. When detectives arrived, they found Magee with a rope wrapped tightly. How could the sheriff not notice that? Around his neck, and the other end of the rope was wrapped around the tree. Police said the North Carolina Chief Examiner's office found no defensive wounds and said there's no signs of physical or sexual attack. Javion did have a hemorrhage around the soft tissue. Well, that would have came from having the ropes tied around his neck. Toxicology reports still pending. Therefore, autopsy results are not complete at this time. The rope was branded Ozark Trail. So, are they confirming that that is the truck? That is the rope that he purchased? It's interesting, right? Interesting. We're going to have to just think about it. I feel like we've heard a lot, and there's a lot that you guys can go look up if you're so interested to do so. But there's enough to really just think about at this moment, as this is still a developing story. And see what else comes up. But the sis did ask us for some awareness for her family. We'll go to 3801. I didn't forget. Let's see what they're saying again. Girl, if I hear transparency one more time, transparency is one of these words that get on my nerves now, but I mean, it's effective. This is what they want to be, Is this going to play? All right, we'll have to come back to that. Some of these news channels, the megabytes are so it takes so much. It's like more intense than YouTube. It like totally drags your system. Some of these news sites. Okay, hold on. Let me get to my video. Someone said we need to go to 3801 of this video. Let's see. Ooh, did that little crazy girl get found guilty? Were you guys watching that? It seems like this trial went really fast. Hold on. The girl with the little Dutch boy haircut, she took out her mom. Girl, there's so many stories. It's like hard. You can't even talk about everything. It's just so much. Okay, give me a second. Let me put that on watch later. Let me put this on watch later. Okay. Okay. You guys said this video. Hold on. You said 38 minutes. I don't even know where 38 minutes is. Okay, right now, how long have we been going? Okay, we've been going about an hour and 28 minutes. So let me go back 1 hour. What did you guys say? 3801? Go back 50. Let's see. This is what you guys wanted me to see. Hold on. Look at y'all. Look at y'all in the chat. Okay, hold on. It isn't this awful. Then and contents are unloaded. 4:53 truck leaves p.m. Truck leaves the distribution center within 5 minutes. GPS shows the truck idling in a dirt park. Okay, let's read this first before we do anything else. So let me see if I can get the reader. I hate when they have all this advertisement on here. Ooh. Can y'all eliminate all the advertising, please? Okay, here we go. Timeline. All right. Let's see. Okay, so Henderson, North Carolina. New information was obtained. Let's see what the date is. The date is. I'll have to give you all the date when this was. When this article was posted. Have been released by Vance County. I feel like this is from either today or yesterday. The Vance County Sheriff's Office put out the information shortly after meeting with JAVION Magee's family members and their attorney on Wednesday. Around the same time, the family attended a press conference. So Wednesday would have been 2 days ago, the 18th, right? Because he passed on, it's debatable, sometime between September 10th and 11th, which that would have been a week ago Wednesday, right? The below timeline and investigative findings show the journey of Magee, a 21-year-old truck driver who left Pennsylvania for delivery in North Carolina before being found dead the next morning in Vance County. As reported by CBS 17, previously Magee was found dead at the base of a tree with a rope around his neck. Pathologists with the North Carolina Chief Medical Examiner's Office have conducted an autopsy. Preliminary findings from the autopsy show Magee did not have any defensive wounds and there were no signs of physical or sexual assault. Further findings of the autopsy are pending a toxicology report. Investigators found that the rope was wrapped around his neck a total of 11 times, and the other end of the rope was wrapped around a tree branch, and the rope was tight. Further, a cardboard wrapper for a blue rope was found lying next to Magee with the Ozark Trail brand on it, which is sold at Walmart. To get a more complete. Okay, y'all, I'll find that article. I think it was CBS 17. I'll find it. I'll do the I'll get all the advertising out of it again, and then I'll just copy and paste it to the community wall so you guys can have the timeline. And not that that's complete, but I think it's kind of a sketching of the timeline. But thank you to the person who bubbled that back up. We found it with ease. Okay, we found it. It's a heavy story. But it's sad. It's awful. I feel so bad for that young man. And it's him and maybe one or two other people. I don't even know how many, but we know that he's our reliable narrator and he's not able to speak for himself. So just the facts and what people find, I really feel like they need to, because if nobody was really observing him like that before he got to, let's say, Walmart Supercenter, not that he was being observed, but did they check the surveillance video from the Walmart distribution center? Did anybody talk to him there? Did anybody get in his truck there? He was a good looking guy, young guy, 21. Did somebody come find him? Did he meet a girl? Did someone know he had some money in his pocket? Like, just because he wasn't walking around or into any of these places didn't mean he didn't pick someone up. It doesn't mean that somebody wasn't in his truck with him. Did they do a full forensic in his truck? Did they look for, you know what I'm saying? Like all of those things that they do. I don't know, but we're going to find out. We'll keep our eyes on what's going on. We'll keep our eyes and ears open. You guys asked me to, bring some awareness, and I'd seen the video, but like I said, I think I saw it the first time on my actual birthday and I was not in the headspace to, you know what I'm saying? Like it had been a kind of a challenging week for me already. And then on my birthday, it was a lot. To have to kind of want to even talk about or digest this unfortunate, really sad story. But anyway, we wish the family the best and thoughts and prayers, and rest in peace to the young guy. But we did hear the 911 call, so that was if in fact it was the owner. We heard the 911 call, right? They said that it was the owner. In another article, they say it was the owner of the truck and repair shop who called. So, and he sounded kind of like, oh, I'm like, and we'll do some more on this. We'll circle back. Because right now I still feel like I'm digesting and I don't want to information overload, because you know what happens when you information overload, you can kind of lose interest, or it's just too much, right? It's too much. So let's circle back to this on another day where we can digest some more and we can actually maybe help and throw out some good questions, because as we all know, you never know who's listening. And if someone is listening in the midst and we're throwing out questions and ideas that maybe someone else hadn't thought of, not to say that that's, we're so much smarter than everybody else, but I mean, we're pretty smart over here. But I'm just saying that, everybody working together, we already know that this internet works, right? And we're able to help provide some results. Okay. And even though the sheriff said stay off the internet and social media, don't tell us to do that. That's how we found out all about you, sir, sheriff. Okay. Getting the story out is helpful. We're not going to solve the crime. We might not, right? But yes, providing awareness, even just honoring the young man, a young Black man working, doing his job, and unfortunately left the earth far too soon, and his family has questions, and I just giving some honor to the questions, because that doesn't make any sense. He didn't sit in his car. He wasn't sitting in the cab of the truck and just passed away, had a heart attack. He doesn't appear that he was robbed. We don't think that he was poisoned in any type of way. We don't know that. But yeah, there needs to be some answers when a 21-year-old unexpectedly passes away while on the job away from home, right? I think that's very fair to ask those questions. That's absolutely that's fair. They need to know. The man was on the job. If anything, I wonder who is his job asking these questions. Are they providing some relief and support because he was out on the job, right? Yes, run your department, sir. You can't run us off the internet, sir. We are the internet. Don't tell us to stay off the internet. We are the internet. Okay? All right, y'all. I love you guys. I'll see if I come back. It's Friday, y'all. It's Friday. We might do this again. Let me go get my boo-boo, and then I'll see y'all a little later on, okay? Let me know if there's something specific y'all want to talk about. And I might be doing some searches. Do your internet sleuth thing. I mean, this is definitely somewhat of a mystery. This is definitely it's a mystery. Everything's not always cut and dry. They got somebody in handcuffs running them down to the police department. This is a true crime mystery. I mean, also the family wants some answers, right? I don't know. He was dropping off for Walmart. Walmart does use independent contractors, but Walmart has their own full transportation and logistics. So I don't know if he was part of the transportation and logistics, or was he an owner operator or a worker for a owner operator. I'm not really sure. I mean, 21 is kind of young for owner operator, we don't know. We don't know. What's new with Nesto? Girl, he's got court next week on Wednesday. Sir's getting divorced. Let's check real quick, and I'm gonna have to go because I gotta go with my baby. Let's see. I checked the docket today. The motion for the denial of the gag order is still not posted. I have my thoughts on Judge Dunaway. Doesn't seem too pressed to get stuff documented. I'm just saying, I haven't seen him pressed to have things documented and addressing stuff from the record, because that gag order was months and months old, and he decided on it, and there's no update to the record at this moment. So I'll say it like that. I'm trying to be as diplomatic as possible. So, let's see. Let's see if they updated the docket. Remember last time something didn't get updated to the docket. It was like I found out some interesting information yesterday. I was like, get the fuck out of here. It was literally on some get the fuck out of here because I heard different people, you know what I'm saying? And I said, you know what? Okay. So I filled out the form. I went, got a money order. I put a stamp on it. I don't know when I'm going to get it back, but maybe I'll have it back next week. I don't want to say too much, but I made a phone call yesterday and I did not record it. I hate that I didn't, but I was like, really now? So I put a stamp, I put on I filled out the form. I got a $20 money order to get my certified copy. It does say denied. It does say denied where? Hold on. You guys tell me in a whole sentence. It does say denied. Let me go look over on Research Georgia because maybe I'm not seeing an update in Odyssey. Maybe somebody put something on my sign on. Let me see. Mrs. T, what says denied? Can you put it in a complete sentence, hon? Because I don't know what you're referring to as denied, hon. I don't see if there's something that says denied, that the gag order motion was denied. I don't see it. It does say denied. Mrs. T, when you guys put like little fragments of a sentence, I'm just like, what are we talking about? Mrs. T, are you there, hon? Tell us what you're talking about specifically. And if so, where did you see that? Because I don't see that. I'm in Odyssey and in Research Georgia, and I don't see anything documented to that effect, but maybe you're seeing something I'm not. Oh, on Odyssey, under the motion, it says denied. Under the thingeth, under the motion, it says denied. Hold on, let me go look. Okay, so under the motion, okay, result, motion denied. Okay, I see that. Wouldn't they? Okay, I see what you're talking about now. Why wouldn't they have just put in, he didn't provide. Okay, I see what you're talking about. I wonder why they wouldn't have. Yeah, so they just went under that docket entry. Ew. They just like literally went under that docket entry and said motion denied. I would have thought they would have put just another entry, but I guess that's just their little note. Okay, motion denied. Okay, I see it. Thank you for bubbling that. I kept missing it. I didn't see it. I see it. Yeah, it's denied. It was denied verbally on the record, but it wasn't, I didn't see like a ruling, like a docket entry for the ruling. They basically put a note under the docket for on that entry for the day stating that there was a hearing, and basically went into the notes and put motion denied. But were there multiple motions read? You know what I mean? So they didn't even specifically put motion for gag. It's weird. You know how, like, for instance, if you've been here since the beginning, today, we went to Orange County and you see how detailed it was. Motion for this, denied. Motion for that, denied. Even though technically I think they heard 2 motions, why not be specific since it's on the record and it should be documented? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's, I don't know. Okay, thank you. Thank you. I'm just saying, like, make it clean and tidy, because sometimes ambiguity leads to more questions, right? For me, I don't like ambiguous places with documentation. It either is or it isn't. And when it's not documented properly, I'm not sure. I don't like to just assume. So that's why I was like, well, I didn't see an update, because even in DeKalb, all of the documentation for like what Christian Walden's going through, new docket entries, motions filed, responses or rulings have been filed. Like, it's very clean and tidy, right? Does anyone know if Tyree Nichols' trial is being aired on TV? From what they're reading, the trial has started, but I can't find it anywhere. We'll look. I'll do some searching. Okay. Tyree Nichols. Let me write that down. Also, girl, is Tyree still sitting up in jail? Thank you, Miss T. Tyree Nichols. Okay. I got that on my list, baby. I will do some searching and look. I would say the best place to look is locally. Check, like, do a search for your like top 2, top 3 news outlets in that area, and search those channels specifically and see, and even call and say, do you have a reporter in the courtroom? I'm following this online. I'd love to know what's going on. And then also maybe check, there could be someone like me or you sitting in the back of the courtroom taking notes and tweeting. You never know. You know what I mean? But let's do some checking and we'll find out. Mom's the boss says yes, it started. Okay, guys, I got to circle back to you because I got to go get on the pickup line. I'll be back. Okay. Let me know specifically if there's anything else. If you guys find Tyree Nichols, all of the things, and we'll get back into some more shenanigans later. Okay. I know you guys want to talk about Nesto too. Maybe we'll revisit. Like I said, there's someone who sent me a list of videos basically where either Sonia, Nesto, or anyone else in that posse of folk are discussing some things that were directly talked about in court the other day with timestamps. So maybe we'll revisit that. If you guys want to do some Nesto, maybe we can look at that list that one of you guys sent me that they included in a letter of support to the powers that be regarding your girl. Okay. I think I started talking about that, but maybe I got distracted talking about something else at the very beginning. Anyway, way to come full circle. Okay, you guys, I'll see you guys later. Let me go get my baby, and then let me know what's up, and then we'll talk about it later. Okay. Love you guys. Bye.